I want to start off with one of the most vulnerable teams to me in the bracket, let alone among the number 4 seeds. And just starting off surface level here, it's not just Virginia. It's arguably the most vulnerable, exploitable group of number 4 seeds over the last 15 years when you look at KenPom and a bunch of different metric sites. So it's not just the Hoos that can get upset. There are Indiana Hoosiers. I know you bet Indiana. We'll talk about Indiana in a bit, but that's a team that scares the hell out of me for a lot of different reasons. It should. Yeah. So the team that, again, I mentioned Virginia, a bet that I haven't made myself, but just a line that kind of sticks out to me that differs from my numbers. I make this game closer to Virginia -3.5, -4 in between there, and obviously the spread as of this recording late Sunday night is sitting around Virginia -5, -5.5, so definitely a bit of an edge there. You were talking about disagreeing with the market earlier, Justin, when it comes to shot quality data. My numbers definitely disagree with the market there, and you think about a Virginia team that's been overvalued consistently in the betting market. Now, I had a Virginia futures bet to win the ACC regular season title, and I got dead heat on that when they tied somehow miraculously with Pitt on the final day of their conference play, going back to a couple Saturdays ago. But losing to Duke in the ACC tournament championship game, and this is a pack line defense, obviously a vaunted pack line defense under Tony Bennett, but they allow a lot of open threes. They allow a top 50 opponent's three-point scoring rate. So obviously when a defense tries to pack you in and limit dribble penetration, you're going to naturally allow, in theory, more threes. And Furman puts up the 13th highest three-point attempt rate across college basketball. This was a team, Justin, I want to get your take on this game in a second, but a team that I think just needed to get the monkey off their back to get into the dance, to win a SoCon tournament championship. And then I think the pressure will be off. But Sloss and Pegues, this team runs a 5-out offense that I think can space out Virginia, and I think will at least keep this game within a couple possessions. And also, it's the antithesis of Virginia from a tempo standpoint. UVA wants to slow it down. Furman, a top 55 adjusted tempo, actually a top 55 average possession length across college basketball. So I think Furman matches up well. I think the number is inflated. What say you here?
Yeah, so I mean, I think I'm with you. It's a little bit big. Shot quality is going to come in and have this right around 5 points. So we are making this one 58.4 for Furman and 63.1 for Virginia. So, but that's so shot quality is a little bit slow notoriously to adjust because we don't have instant player changes. Like if a player like Van der Plas goes out with a broken hand, we don't necessarily instantly snap it. It depends on how the team starts to shoot, and that's reflected. So this is really built from the entire body of work that Virginia has put together, which clearly deserves a bit of a downgrade now. I do think Furman is going to give them a run, and I do agree this is one of the weaker 4 lines we've seen recently. Of course, a lot of people like UConn still, so it's a little bit up and down. I know this. Yeah, I know. But, again, I think Furman should be able to come out. And like you said, they have some really great metrics that we actually love to key in on. They are 6th in rim and 3 rate. So 89.1% of their possessions result in an attempt at the rim or from 3. So just taking the most valuable shots in terms of converting your possessions into points. Spacing is elite, top 10 percentile in spacing. So really excited to see what they're able to do. And of course, the types of shots they're able to produce. One of my favorite metrics that we are able to develop from our positional data is shot selection data. And so Furman takes the 22nd best shots in all of Division I. Virginia is going to limit opponents to the 73rd best shots defensively. So 73rd worst, right? Allowed. 73rd best. I don't know. It's all
good
arbitrary,
defense,
but
for
good
sure.
defense, right? Top 20 percentile defense in terms of shot selection. But on the other side of the ball is where I think things are going to get a little bit more interesting. Furman's defense is not exactly anything to write home about. They're below average in terms of shot quality, 194th by our metrics, and they do allow a very high rim and 3 rate. So they let their opponents get good looks. So this is going to be, to me, if the offense can like keep up with what the defense allows, they should be able to cover this. But their issue is going to be locking it down. Virginia is a pretty well-run machine. They were our 16th best offense throughout the season, and expected to actually have some positive regression in their favor on the offensive side of the ball. Really, really strong in the half court, run a really high rate of half court offense, top 50 in executing it by expectations, and really nice in the mid-range. Like they just finished those possessions in the mid-range. They shoot a lot of mid-range shots, which usually isn't great. But, in Virginia's case, they're just able to get it done. And this is actually a place where Furman excels. So if they can stop those mid-range looks from going down and alter what Virginia kind of aims to do, they definitely could disrupt if the offense comes to play. But you're really relying on Furman to come and shoot, like, I guess, not the lights out, but their expected rates are better. If not, you're just not covering. So,
and you're going to get right. And you're going to get, assuming the efficiency is there, you're going to get open looks against this pack line defense. You mentioned Virginia's mid-range shot selection. Nobody, I don't want to say nobody, but there aren't a lot of college basketball players that shoots more mid-range jump shots than Jalen Clark, the East Carolina transfer, going back to a couple of years ago. So this is a UVA team that's improved its three-point efficiency in its own right this year, especially with Armand Franklin. But you mentioned it at the beginning, Justin. Ben Vanderplas, even though he's not a good defender, not having him on the floor in a game where you might have to play a little smaller against a Furman team that, again, can play 5 out is definitely worth noting for this kind of a matchup.